What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Eddie Jackson. Welcome back to the Drop That Podcast, where this episode is brought to you by Laidback TV, okay? Over 10,000 channels, movies on demand, every sports channel, all the HBOs, all the pay-per-views, all the languages. You check it out, okay? You can go on laidbacktv.com to see how you can download on your Apples and your Androids and your Fire Sticks as well, so you can watch it at home. Also, give them a shout out on their Instagram on official_laidbacktv. Now, let's get into some fucking wrestling talk because we got a lot. Whoa! All right, guys. This is crazy. This is crazy. So, let's go to the review for SmackDown and Raw. So, Charlotte Flair don't fuck with Rhea Ripley. And they got history. They got history because if you are familiar like I am, they went head to head for the, at the time, SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania 39 at SoFi Stadium, which to me stole the show on that night. Rhea Ripley, I mean, technically speaking, they went at it WrestleMania 36 and WrestleMania 39. They got one match apiece. You know, Charlotte took the NXT title away from Rhea. Rhea took the SmackDown title away from Charlotte, and pew, with a rocket ship on her back, took to higher heights that you can even imagine when it comes down to Rhea Ripley. And with that being said, you know, she don't want to be tagging with her in the same team on War Games, but we'll circle right back to that. In the John Cena Last Time Is Now tournaments, we got two matches that occurred. Jey Uso versus The Miz and LA Knight taking on a mystery opponent. Jey Uso beats The Miz, which I was a little shocked. I thought they were just gonna fill up the tournament with a bunch of old feuds with John Cena, but apparently they didn't. Jey Uso beats The Miz. LA Knight, his mystery opponent, ends up being, take a guess, Zack Ryder, the returning Zack Ryder, who's also known as Matt Cardona. That is crazy. When I heard woo woo woo, oh shit. That shit is fucking crazy. Zack Ryder back in WWE ring. That's insane. But, you know, it didn't last long. LA Knight defeats Zack Ryder. But it was a good moment. It was in Albany, New York. So this little feud now with the MFTs and certain individuals on SmackDown is actually getting to the point where we gotta settle this next week before Survivor Series. And how we're gonna settle this, it's a traditional Survivor Series match, which I fucking adore. I adore traditional Survivor Series matches because, I mean, they're OG, but in the end of the day, it's pretty well produced, I think. My favorite of all time is the wild card match in 95 Survivor Series when you had Shawn Michaels, Ahmed Johnson, Psycho Sid, the British Bulldog against Yokozuna, Owen Hart, Dean Douglas, and Razor Ramon. And just thinking about it now, rest in peace to a lot of those names. Rest in peace to Psycho Sid, the British Bulldog, Owen Hart, Yokozuna, and Razor Ramon, also known as Scott Hall. But it was an elimination match. And apparently they're going to set that straight, as the MFTs are going to take on Sami Zayn, the Motor City Machine Guns, Rey Fenix, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Okay. Not bad. But later that night, Cody Rhodes defended the undisputed WWE title against Bronson Reed, which is, I think, is cool because Bronson Reed hardly ever gets a world title match. But that match went all over the place to the point we had the returning, recently suspended Drew McIntyre. He is now the fourth member, officially, of the Vision's War Games team. And Nick Aldis, he said it himself. You can pick anybody. He did. He said anyone. He didn't get in specifics into a suspended superstar, so to speak, but he picked anyone. And that's what we're going to be left with. So Drew McIntyre came and shocked the world. He's back from suspension and is going to be a part of War Games, courtesy of Paul Heyman and the Vision. Which get us into Right on Raw. Madison Square Garden, the Mecca, the world's most famous arena. So many things have happened at Madison Square Garden. I'm talking WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 10, WrestleMania 20, Survivor Series 96, Survivor Series 2002. So much has happened at Madison Square Garden. You can't even imagine. But what's special about it is it's not only John Cena's last time at Madison Square Garden, but it's his last time on Monday Night Raw. He will not be making any more Monday Night Raw, SmackDown appearances, or all those shows. He's got 2 appearances, Survivor Series and Saturday Night's Main Event, December 13. Speaking of Survivor Series, he tried to address the WWE Universe, and former IC champion and current AAA Mega Champion Dom Mysterio's Dirty Dom basically came and interrupted him and challenged him to invoke his rematch, the rematch clause, where he can get a returning Intercontinental title shot, which I think Dominic is well deserved of. Okay, like how many times he had to put it up against Rusev, how many times against Benta, and I'm talking, hell, he's been battling Benta for the IC title ever since April, ever since after WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? So he's been defending it. I would say the most defending champion of 2025 had to be Dominic Mysterio. So shout out to him, but he wanted to invoke his rematch since John Cena got his opportunity to win the title at the TD Garden in Boston, which is his home state. Dom wants it in his home. And I'm talking Survivor Series at San Diego at Petco Park. San Diego, 619. That's where Dom was going to have it, and that's where they're officially going to give it to him. So it's John Cena defending the Intercontinental title against Dominic Mysterio at Survivor Series in San Diego. Speaking of Survivor Series, they have Stephanie McCurr defending the Women's World title against Nikki Bella. I'm starting to wonder what the fuck is Nikki Bella really promised, in her in-ring return. I don't get it. Okay, she's a Hall of Famer. That's official. Her and her sister Brie. She is no longer with the company, bashes them on a podcast, gets brought back, right? People are open to use promos against her regarding John Cena. And not only that, she was given a Women's Intercontinental title shot with Becky Lynch, shit the bed, lost the match, became friends with Stephanie McCurr as she won the Women's World title, has been pinned by Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez back to back, and just because you clock the Women's World Champion, that gets you a title shot? I don't get what they're doing. Unless John Cena is giving, flexing a little special treatment on Nikki, I don't get what the fuck we're getting out of that. You know what I mean? Like, she's shitting the bed on these matches, and it's really not like, it's not entertaining to me. I mean, Stephanie needs to be in the ring with other people, but I kind of get it, but I kind of don't. if you're going to do a match, right? If you're going to do a match with Stephanie McCurry for the women's world title, you could have at least given her someone else. Hell, give her Roxanne Perez of the actual, Judgment Day. You know what I'm saying? Because all right, she already defeated Raquel Rodriguez. You know what I'm saying? But why are we not giving Roxanne the shot? Why do we feel Nikki deserves a shot? What the hell does Nikki do? Her ex-man is retiring next month. What is little time to say goodbye? You're booking her on the same nights as John Cena. Her and John Cena are going to be in title matches at Survivor Series. They were both at Madison Square Garden. They were both in Boston at the TD Garden. I don't get what the fuck that is, but whatever. Speaking of Cena, he promised a match at Madison Square Garden, and he got it. So it was Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough taking on John Cena, Sheamus, and Rey Mysterio. John Cena got his last win, his last match at Madison Square Garden, and shout out to Cena, man. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't one of my favorites, but in the end of the day, I could respect everything he's done for the company. Put people over when needed to be put over. So I hopefully he does the right thing at Survivor Series, but we'll not get into that. Bringing back the of John Cena. Speaking of John Cena, the tournament for the last time is now. So they had Evans versus Gunther, Solo Sikoa against his mystery opponent, Dolph Ziggler. Holy shit! Bringing these motherfuckers back. And being slick, not letting them use their actual TNA names. So you had Matt Cardona, who came back as Zack Ryder. Nick Nemeth coming back as Dolph Ziggler. That's dope. And that fucking pop with Dolph Ziggler was fucking phenomenal. But it was not enough. Solo Sikoa got the win. Gunther got the win. They move on in the tournament. I mean, it's starting to look like Gunther might be pushing to be in that match with John Cena. Who knows? But before we get out of here, we have our official... Oh, my bad. I forgot to mention this. Charlotte helps Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky after they were being attacked by the Kabuki Warriors, Nia Jax, and Lash Legend. And apparently we may have a... Charlotte back. She came back for Alexa after doing a promo about Charlotte. It's wondering who's going to be in their who their fifth partners are. I mean, if I had to guess, I think AJ Lee is going to join Rhea's team. And possibly Becky Lynch is going to join the Kabuki Warriors team. Because we have a new women's Intercontinental Champion. That's Maxine Dupree. She defeats Becky Lynch with a little help from the returning AJ Lee. Ain't that some bitch? That's crazy. But it looks like, Survivor Series is getting spicy. Going through all this because Monday Night Raw in Madison Square Garden did not end that way. We had our fifth members for both of the men's War Games teams being revealed. Out of a whole brawl with a face-to-face with CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Jimmy Uso, and Jey Uso, face-to-face going at it with Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Drew McIntyre, and Logan Paul. Fifth member of the Visions team happens to be the returning Brock Lesnar. It's crazy. And that didn't shock you enough, the fifth member of CM Punk's team, the returning Roman Reigns. So now we got it official. It's going to be Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Jimmy Uso, and Jey Uso taking on Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. Yo, this shit could not get more fucking conflicting. War Games is starting to look like a wild card War Games now, like the one I mentioned back in '95 with Shawn and Yokozuna and stuff like that. What I mean by wild card is that it seems like former feuds are going to be a part of the same teams. You know what I'm saying? Roman Reigns is going to join and maybe join with Jimmy and Jay, but former opponents Cody Rhodes and CM Punk is going to be tagging with them. Huge feuds. But if you look at division side, right? Eliminate Bronson, eliminate Braun Breaker. I mean, they tsunami'd Logan Paul like over a week ago, right? But look at this. Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar will be on the same team. If y'all don't remember, before the pandemic hit, Drew McIntyre eliminated Brock Lesnar in the Royal Rumble, and Drew McIntyre defeated Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the WWE title. You know what I'm saying? So it's getting interesting, but I can't wait to see what the fuck happens next week. Because next week we're gonna have our, we're gonna have a little quick review, SmackDown on Raw, but we're gonna have our segment for Who You Got, because Survivor Series is next week. Holy shit! Live from Petco Park in San Diego. It's going fucking down. I can't wait to see it. Yo. That's all we got. I'm your boy Eddie Jackson to drop that podcast for Wrestling Talk. Make sure y'all hit the page, hit that sub button, hit that like. Make sure y'all comment if you got something that y'all want to add. Let me the fuck know. Till then, we out this bitch. Y'all be peace.